We'll go around the table. So do you think, two-part question, do you think that, and this is for the whole panel, do you think you're more physically attractive now than you were 10 years ago? And do you think you will be more physically attractive in 10 years from now? Starting with you, go ahead.
No. And no.
So wait, no. So you're more physically attractive today than
No.
10 years ago?
Before.
Oh,
10 years ago.
So at 29 or 28 versus 38.
Yeah.
And then you're more you think you're more attractive now than you will be at 48.
I think I'm cuter, but not more physically attractive.
Sure. What about you?
Yes and no.
Okay. Also, I should change the question a little bit. I shouldn't make it 10. So are you? Well, you're 24.
Well, yeah,
So
14. Like,
yeah, that's.
of course, I'm looking better.
Were you?
What?
I think at 24, it's not. Do you think you'll be more attractive in 10 years?
No.
Okay. What about you? You're
Yes.
40. Do you think you were more attractive at 30?
No. I think I'm more attractive
You
now.
think you're more attractive now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'll be more attractive at 50 than you are now?
Maybe, who knows?
Come
my,
on.
my family
come
members,
on.
my
Stop
family
the
members
cap.
look very young. They all look young.
So, okay, so you were not as attractive. You're more attractive now at 40 versus when you were 30.
I feel I am, yeah.
Okay, and you'll be more attractive at.
I'm not saying I'll be
50
more attractive, but I mean, I don't know.
No, but that's the question. Do you think you'll be more attractive at 50 than you are now at 40?
No, probably not.
Oh, okay. All right. What about you?
I think I'm more
You're
attractive.
27.
Yes.
Let's say, do you think you're more attractive at 18 or now at 27?
Now at 27.
Okay. Do you think you'll be more attractive at 37 versus now at 27?
I hope so, but
I
No, it's
think
not about
so.
whether
I
you
don't-
hope. It's what you.
um,
Do you think you'll be more attractive when you're 37 than now at 27?
Wrinkles.
no.
Okay. I think you already answered. What about you? You 34?
I was more attractive when I was 24.
More attractive. Do you think you'll be more attractive at 44 versus now at 34?
Oh, I'm going to be less attractive at 44.
And then, well, you're 24, so whatever. Do you think you'll be more attractive at 34 than at how you are now at 24? Oh, okay. I think, can we unmute him? Has it been 10 minutes? Yeah, he's unmuted. Oh, okay. Yeah.
About to say, I'll give 500 to get me out of mute mode. I think the real question you should ask every single woman on the panel is that, are you a better woman? Are you more prepared for a relationship now
that's
than
a
you
good
were
question.
10 years ago? Do you feel like that you would be better, more equipped, and more advanced as a woman,
Of course.
better to your husband 10 years from now than you are today?
Oh, yeah.
And I think every woman to say, like, I'm smarter, I'm wiser, I'm a better woman, I'm more prepared now than I was 10 years ago. Your looks may diminish slightly. If you work out, you can control that. You can work out and you still look good, still look fresh. That may deteriorate a little bit, but the value that you add to a man may increase.
Can I ask you a question, though? So, for you, before you met your wife when you were still single, would you, let's say there was a woman who all the personality criteria, like insanely amazing, all metrics, just emotional intelligence, pleasant, feminine, she took care of you, nurturing, caring, all that stuff, but she was morbidly obese.
Brandon Mills
Oh my-
donated
okay, sorry,
$99.
God damn it. Thank you, Brandon Mills.
Brian, you have the wrong Brandon on the panel. 2.
Uh-oh, that's
I
it.
missed some of what my fellow Brandon said, but I do think guys online take a lot of the red pill stuff to the absolute extreme. We just need a good women, regardless of age.
Yes, Brandon Mells. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Look, I don't think, I think things obviously aren't black and white when it comes to dating. I think there's room to be flexible. But so perfect woman, but she's morbidly obese.
Well, you say morbid obese. I mean, how bad are you talking?
330.
Because they're-
330.
330?
350. About
Well,
350.
Well, that's kind of a hypothetical. You mean if my wife became
No, like, because
like she became big? Because if she's big like that, I don't think that I'll talk to her in the first place. I probably wouldn't get a chance to know her.
But let's say you got to know this woman, morbidly obese. She's amazing, great woman. but
Well-
she's morbidly obese.
Well, does she exercise? Can we go do things? Can we be active together? I'm saying it's a hard push. I don't want to be with a woman that's morbidly
340,
obese.
you
using
can't be
I'm
active.
using extreme to try to articulate a point, but I guess what I'm saying is, like,
You
there
give me
has
an
to be
age- give
physical.
me an age
there
point.
has to be physical
But
attractiveness. first.
you act like women in a 20, 29, 30 aren't good looking. There's a lot
I'm
of
not
women.
saying that.
No, I'm
There's-
saying there's a lot of good women
Absolutely,
who work out and take care of
100%.
themselves.
I'm not saying that
They're
women
really
who,
good in their 30s.
100%. Just a point of clarification. I'm not saying that. Bear in mind that I've, in recent history, dated women. Some women who are older than me. I've dated women around my age range. A woman who's 30, 35, 40, even 45 can be very physically attractive. 100%. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're making comparisons, like a woman who's 35, her at 25 is just more physically attractive.
No,
So,
I
I'll
wouldn't
just
say
go
30.
date a
I wouldn't
25-year-old.
say 25, 35, but I will say after 35, it could kind of get dicey.
So let's
I know
Gabriella
I know a lot of women
Wait,
that
what?
that
Gabriella Union? Anyone see? She's like 50 and she
Gabrielle
looks
Union?
I know a lot of women that if you keep up with yourself,
Halle Berry.
25 and 35 is not going to be a make or break.
Yes, I'm a
Jennifer
Sure,
Lopez.
but I guess look, it's there. I think there's
Jennifer
another
Lopez.
component too, though. I think it does come back a little bit to baggage, trauma. You've had an extra 10 years of relationship trauma, and
If you're looking at this,
look, when she was sorry, let me just before you became a Christian, you, like, from my perspective, you had sex with men. Now you're waiting until marriage, like.
My son Respect donated $99. Girl in red dress. I'm 23. Was up good looking. Also don't know why Officer Tatum is getting hate when he's speaking truth. Young men are afraid to admit fault and the red pill community make it worse cause now they be thinking all women are bad, which is sad.
Listen, you're a very attractive woman. I'm sure you're not going to have trouble finding a guy. However, look, it's just we're having a conversation here when it comes to dating. I'm just trying to make the argument that yes, it is the case. Maybe this is an uncomfortable truth. Don't shoot the messenger. Yes, men are attracted to physically
Young.
to young women.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
but you are such an influence. Like, your show is so influential. You are very
I'm a
influential.
bad guy, okay.
And if you actually and you don't even practice that,
Practice
which is
what?
what we learned. Like you said, most of the women you've dated have been around your age, and I just think if more of that, I wish
I'm
that.
not suggesting that men exclusively date younger
I know you're
women.
not, but I think the perpetuation of that narrative, like even as
You're
you're
making
explaining,
it
and I'm not
sound-
asking, I'm not saying you should lie. I think it's great that you're sharing. Well, I think your points are incredible, Brandon, but I think also like the fact that
simping.
no, but the fact that you're sharing that you actually mainly date people around your age, like that's good because it can just be such a toxic narrative that like they only want. I mean that it can feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, I get-
I'm probably over exaggerating.
No, I get what the young dudes are experiencing on the red. I watch these shows. I get it, man. I was in the dating world and I had my insecurities about dating women with too much baggage and older women and younger women. I had those insecurities, but when I matured, I realized that, man, that stuff will send you down a negative path. You really have to focus on individuality. Generally speaking, you're right, Brian. You're right. I mean, the general average woman is not as attractive as she was 10 years ago. The average woman probably got more baggage than she did 10 years ago. But if you are an individual looking for success in love, you have to be open-minded to meeting a woman and hearing her side of the story. And don't be a simp to the point where you're getting taken advantage of all the time. You don't have to go on dates all the time. Young men need to be focused on their career. I have a young man that's talking to me about dating some girls. He's in his 20s. I'm like, man, look, you should wait until you're 30.
A pretty face won't take you far, or to be successful won't help you. You know.
Right. Like you say the girl is, and I'm not exclusively talking about you, but you say a girl in her 20s, yeah, she's physically better, but some of them are psycho.
Earlier
Sure.
you said
But
that pretty
some
girls are
30-year-old
psychos.
Yeah, but at the
Psychos,
same
too.
time, but we're looking at looks. So if you say I'm only going to go on looks, and therefore it'll lead me down the path of younger women. A lot of these younger women are broken. They haven't dealt with their issues, and they're psycho. And a lot of really, really good-looking women have a lot of baggage and issues. So I think that just don't get caught up in it. That's all I'm saying. I think what you're saying is invaluable to say, and I think young men need to understand the climate that they live in. But just don't get caught up in demonizing women, because if it was your daughter, how would you feel? If it was your mom and she's 45 years old and you're like, mama, you ain't never gonna meet no man at 45. No man wants you. You can't have kids. It's like, I wouldn't tell my mama that. I'd be like, look, there's a man that wants you. There's a man that's in a
Someone
position
that's
in his
driven.
life that's a little different. He don't want kids.
Sure.
You know?
Do you mean like, how would I feel if like I had a daughter and she was dating an older guy? Is that kind of like what you're?
No, I'm saying what I tell young men is what I want the young man to be to my daughter. So I wouldn't tell him to feel a certain way about a woman, because I wouldn't want young men to think of my daughter like that. If she went to college, got a degree.
Yeah. Oh, I want to come back to this really quick. I know that they